Okay, I think we're live. Yay. I think we are. Um, I have my headset on tonight because my dog has been jumpy. So, and I have the lights down because I have a candle going. I'm not even sure if anyone's going to come on tonight because of it being the night before Christmas Eve. And that's fine. If you're coming on, welcome. I appreciate that you're here. And if you're watching this later, when you have a few minutes to yourself, I appreciate your presence as well. So we have just come through a the winter solstice on Friday, which was also the full moon. So this is the time, of course, when the winter solstice comes through. It's the time where the day is it's the shortest day of the year and the longest night. So I like to call it the darkening of the light and the opportunity for us to go inside and find that light within. It's kind of like the world has pulled the shades. If you have those room darkening shades in your bedroom, you know what I mean? You can kind of go within um, a little bit more easily when the environment and on the outside is a little bit darker. So I hope that you took advantage of that on Friday. And it being a full moon on Friday, there was this opportunity or this energy that was supporting us in releasing and letting go. Hi, Julie. Hi, Sanjita. I don't know if you were on at the beginning, and I don't know who the third person is. Maybe it's me. I'm not sure. But I have a little candle burning, and if you want to light a candle, you can as well. Taking advantage of us being in the wake of the winter solstice and the full moon to create a little sacredness in our time together tonight. Uh, and hey, hi guys, awesome! Thanks for coming on. I wasn't sure if you guys were gonna come and join me this time around, since it's the night before Christmas Eve. Um, so we're talking about the winter solstice and the full moon and being in the wake of that and having this opportunity with the darkening of the light on the outside in our environment of having now we're coming out of it. The days are going to start to get longer, but we still have this opportunity to go within and find the light within and really discover what is calling us to release it so that we can move into a new beginning that is perhaps full of ease. And as I was preparing for this tonight, I actually was reminded of I got the gene key pulse for December 20th through the 25th in my email. And if you're not familiar with the gene keys, it's a kind of an evolution or an aspect that of understanding our genetic programming that was derived or evolved from human design. And the key that's and that would be in our conscious sun in the human design transit chart. The key that's in for December 20th through the 25th is gene key 10, being at ease. And the gate 10, that's also the gate 10 in the human design chart. And the gate 10 is about being, just being empowered, being oneself. So I wanted to read to you the Gene Key Pulse for Gene Key 10 to kind of set the stage for our time together this evening. Okay, so it's about being at ease. Being has no need for teachers or teachings. The moment is the teaching. So our obsession with the dream is the very thing that undermines our ability to relax in life. We don't need to dream. Life takes care of everything for us. We've forgotten this simplest truth, that life takes care of everything. The gift of naturalness is a softening of our edges. It is a great allowing, a great place of defenselessness. Easy is right. Where will those words go inside us? Ease is before us, but we don't take that path. We take the hard path, the steep path, the path of toil and struggle and distraction. The one who decides to take the easy path swiftly finds ecstasy, playfulness, a purity and simplicity of being. The easy path goes through gardens of delight. It has seats placed in beautiful places for us to rest. It has little tea houses with kind and wise old hosts waiting to serve us. It's lined with friends and friendship and friendships. The 10th way, the shadow of obsession and the gift of naturalness, the shadow of self-obsession and the gift of naturalness. And if you're familiar with the the gate 10 on the human design chart, you know it comes off of the G center, which is the diamond that would be in the center of the chest on the body graph. So it's very much wired into direction and the direction of self, or the self-obsession in the shadow aspect, or that gift of naturalness and ease from being aligned with self, from just being oneself. So this is where I kind of want to start tonight, with that tone. Ah, why is 10 called treading? That's something that I don't know off the top of my head, because it's actually the I Ching description. So I find I love the I Ching, and I love, I love the metaphors that come from the I Ching, and from ultimately things like Chinese medicine, it just tickles me and fascinates me. But I'm not quite sure why 10 is called treading. And I would have to dig a little bit more in my I Ching book to really come up with that. But it does come from the I Ching description of what the 10th hexagram means. So if you're inclined to kind of do a little research on treading as the 10th hexagram, you may come up with some good insights for yourself about that. Oh, and here's another question about dharma in human design. Um, that's really interesting that you asked that, because as my Christmas present to myself, I ordered the Venus sequence for the genekeys, and that's probably why I'm tapped into the genekeys right now. And it starts out, the first couple of keys starts out exploring your dharma. So that would be actually, and I'm just going off the top of my head because I just began to contemplate the first key or two. So um, and dharma is about our life's work. It's what we do. And I'm going to say it's what we do when we're not doing anything. And it can probably, if I remember correctly, be found on your human design chart in terms of what's emerging uh, out of, if you're following the activation sequence in the gene keys and looking at your human design chart for what that is, that would be the unconscious earth aspect of that key, or that gate in your chart. And Judy says, maybe treading is because when you tread water, you're supposed to do it easily without too much effort. so that you last a long time. That's really cool. Thank you. Yes, Patty, manifesting generator, welcome. 4-6 Sun in gate 56. Cool, cool. Welcome, welcome. We're actually just kind of riding on. I'm going dipping my toe in the deep end of these things for those of you who are a little bit more well versed in human design or the gene keys or the I Ching or whatever it is that you're well versed in. But Patty, you're welcome to come, because when we start moving energy, we're moving for everyone. We're moving for ourselves in the way we're working with energy, in the way that we're designed to do it. And we don't need to know all of this. We can just be as we are. And in between the 20th and the 25th, with the 10 supporting us, we can tread water. We can tread in this easily, so we don't tire out. Awesome. So welcome, people who are new, those of you who are new to human design. This is really kind of like a hybrid heretic thing that I do here with these energy alignments. So if you're coming for human design education, or for the purity of the system, you're not going to get it on these live streams. I'm a 3-5. I'm a martyr heretic. So I take what I have from my experience and I share it. And the heretic part is in the sharing, and it doesn't always come out in the purity of the way that the system is taught, and that's okay. We're all energy beings, and we're all human beings, and we all can find our way. And the systems that we use to help guide us along the way is what resonates with us. And the system that we're using tonight is just to touch base with the energies in the way that a lot of us speak this language. And if you really want to learn about your chart, that's something for one of my workshops, or a one-to-one session, or something like that, or your own specific research. But tonight, and all of our gatherings like this, are really for us to just come together and connect as human beings and energy beings, with a bit of a common language around the understanding of the gates, the human design, gene keys, whatever this language is that we speak. But it's not really to dive into that. So everybody is welcome in this time. So welcome, everybody. All right, so let's just come together and get comfortable in this ease that we are creating tonight, in the wake of the winter solstice and the full moon. We are now in the winter season in the Northern Hemisphere. That time when we really can revel in and are more inclined to go within. So just get comfortable where you are and take some deep breaths. Inhaling the energy that brings more ease into your body. And then exhaling anything that you're holding on to that is getting in the way of that ease. And just take a few of those nice deep inhales and exhales. And you can breathe in light if you want. If you want to use this candle that I'm holding as your guide or inspiration, you can. I just imagine that with every inhale, you're breathing in more illumination for your, so that it lights up anything that you need to be aware of during this time. Breathe that light right into your heart space. Let your heart space fill up with this illumination. As though you're turning on a light bulb to see your way around your inner space more easily. We're going to use this light bulb like a flashlight. So you can imagine this light. You can even imagine holding it as a flashlight if you want inside your heart space, or you can imagine that light beginning to move through your body. And just allow yourself to follow that light wherever it wants to go through your inner spaces. As though you're moving through tunnels and caverns. And as it moves through each space that you're moving through inside yourself, you come to different areas within, and that light begins to expand so that you can see that area more clearly, so that you can see what's in those spaces. And as you continue to move through, you're searching for a place within you that feels particularly restricted or not at ease. So move through those spaces, allowing each space to be lit up until you find that place that's really in need of some light and illumination around becoming more at ease. We're sort of using your inner body, the inside of your body, as the metaphor for your life, for your life's experiences, for what you may be holding on to inside of yourself. You may actually feel physical sensation, physical restriction, and that can guide you, or you can just use the image as a metaphor. So when you come to that place of extra, that needs a little extra light and illumination, a little extra ease, see if you can turn up the flashlight even more, turn up that light even more to kind of get a feel for what's in that space. And if you're feeling like the space is sort of dusty or full of cobwebs, take some deep breaths. Big inhale, big exhale, and just sort of blow out all of that dusty, cobwebbed energy. Clean off any spaces that or surfaces that need to be cleaned off. Look above you and below you, all around you. If your space has walls, clear out anything that's dusty or full of cobwebs on your walls. And as you do that, this area begins to fill with more light. And as this area lights up within you, you notice the benches where you can go and sit and relax. You notice the tea houses where you can find refreshment. Allow yourself to take a seat. And just breathe and settle into this place where you're going to find your ease. And as you settle in, notice what's coming to you in terms of your awareness about what it is that you are compelled to release in order to really settle in into that place of ease. And just let that go, whatever it is. Maybe take another inhale, and on your exhale, just let go. And if you have multiple restrictions or tensions that are impeding the flow of ease, take a few more deep breaths. And with each release, feel yourself relaxing a little more into the receptive state. Like, here I am. I've cleared the space. I'm ready to receive the next thing. And now that you're in that receptive space, a wise old person comes to you with a cup of tea or your favorite beverage, and you reach out with gratitude and an open heart, and you receive it. And as you take your beverage from this wise sage, they have a message for you. Open your heart and just receive that message, what you need for your the next leg of your journey. You drink your tea and you receive the wisdom that allows you to create more ease or to be in more ease as you move into the new year. And when you're done with your tea or your beverage, the wise sage takes your cup, because you already received what you needed to receive and you don't need to be burdened with the cup. And you thank each other, and the wise sage walks away. So now that you've received a greater sense and understanding of the ease that you can be, really feel that in your body. What does it feel like to be in this place of one's own self? A place where you don't have to do anything. A place where you are free to just be who you are. With a few deep breaths, let that feeling of ease and being circulate through your body. Let it spread out into your limbs, down into your legs and feet, connecting through into the support of the earth, establishing you as in this place, this stance of ease and of being who you are. It's a stance of I am. So if you want to, you can say out loud as you feel the support of the earth from this stance of ease, you can say, I am. And feel how that grounds you and establishes you even more as I am. And say that a few more times. And each time, feel that energy that has moved through your body, that energy of ease. Feel it move out into your aura and your energy field. I am. And it just moves and circulates. I am. And one more time. Big deep breath. And on the exhale, I am. And let that fill up your energy space totally and completely. Above, below, around. Circulating from the inside out. And feel what power there is in that. As you stand firmly in this place of you. Feel the power in how you've established yourself as a being who is being. And intend to carry this sense of your own I am power with you as you move through the next days, the next weeks, the next month, the next year and years. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes, come back into the feeling of your body. I don't know if the lighting's right here, but I don't want to start a fire. So I have one question for you, and you're invited to go ahead and share if you want in the chat. The question is, what are you called to release that will ultimately bring you into a place of more ease? What are you called to release, or what are you compelled to release, or what do you feel you are ready to release that will ultimately bring you more ease? I know as I was preparing for this tonight, um, and this is something I've really been reflecting on for a while. my own reflections in my business and in my life, and all of the changes that are coming up in my life. I have this need to simplify, and I've been releasing things for quite a while now. Um, and I think the thing that I've been really called to release, and I don't know how this is going to look exactly, so I'm not going to go into that space, but thing that's been coming up for me is in my business, to release the middleman of what stands in the way of me being more immediately of service to all of you, and to all of those who are not here, but potentially I'm here to serve. And, my mind has a lot of possibilities that I could get carried away with, but I'm waiting, and I've been really compelled to, with this desire to just wait and not, not just wait. Wait and see what the next inspiration is, what the next invitation is, and to release what is getting in the way of the immediacy of my service to you. So that's it. Okay, so R. Anne Rousseau, give your pain to the ocean. It is big enough to absorb for you. Oh, that's so powerful. Oh, living at the beach is great for I mean, you can clear so much from the salt water, the salt air, and then that image and that immediate experience that you have, or you can have, of being by the ocean and giving over your pain sounds so powerful. Two herniated discs. Wow. Yeah, and those discs, I can't imagine having two of those. In my massage practice, I've had a lot of people who've come in with herniated discs, and I've done energy work for them, and all of that, and it's such a struggle, I know, just from witnessing that on the outside. Um, and the ocean can be so healing in a lot of ways for the body and for that pain. And I'll just offer for any of you, and maybe we talked about this the last time, but I know I had been struggling with some back pain for the last month or so. Um, that pain, back pain especially, has to do with feeling supported. Um, and I'm just offering this to you. And if you just want to take this in and uh, use it for your own reflection, and you may already know this, uh, but it's a good point of reflection when you're having those kinds of issues, to really look at the support that you have in your life, and how you're able to be supported, and to support yourself and establish yourself and ground yourself. Tonight's meditation and journey may really be a good thing for you to go through again, maybe as you're by the ocean and giving your pain over, to establish yourself as I am, and to establish yourself as the being who can just be, in the support of uh, the way the earth supports you, and the way that your environment and those around you can support you, and ultimately how you can support yourself by just being. So, um, yeah, so uh, does anyone else have anything that you want to add, or that you want to share about what you've been called to release? I'll just pause here for a moment. Fear of allowing love, help, support from others to come in. Yeah. So maybe sitting with that sage and letting that wise sage give you more tea, allowing allowing yourself to receive more tea, um, and opening up to the practice of receiving, starting with that, and then of course in your real life may help you quite a bit. It's a vulnerable thing to open, to really receive from other people, and I know I struggle with that myself. Most of us are givers, especially those of us who do some kind of healing work or do some kind of service work. We're wired to give. I have the right angle cross of service. I'm wired to serve. But there's a point where you can give over everything that you have, and not and then you can't give anymore because you have an empty cup. Yeah, it is much easier to give, for a lot of us. So let me bring that back into what we've been talking about, is it possible to release giving, or to release the the reflex of giving, wanting to give too quickly, and to sit back and relax into perhaps receiving or replenishing for the next time when you're invited, or if you're a projector, the next time you're responding, if you're a generator, a manifesting generator, to the giving, or if there are any manifestors here watching this, the next time you're how would that work with a manifester? The next time your authority compels you to initiate another, and that's a form of giving, to initiate an action. Yeah. So, yeah, the ability to give, or the being compelled to give without stopping to receive, is really an obstacle in and it's something that hopefully we can release over time. I caught myself doing it the other day, where I was compelled to give something that really wasn't asked for, um, because I'm in that habit of giving. So, but I stopped and I waited, and I received. So, okay. So there aren't any, if you're not, any of you are still processing, or you're not wanting, or you don't feel compelled to share, that's fine. I really appreciate you coming on these journeys with me, and I appreciate that you're following me on YouTube. This is really a mechanism of immediacy for me. This is one of the things that keeps coming up for me, to do more on YouTube without overwhelming you guys, but to really create this space on YouTube, because it allows me as a splenic projector to be more immediate in my inspiration and the expression of my inspiration. You're welcome, Julie. So I really appreciate that you're playing along with me, or you're participating with me. And please do invite others if you feel that it would be useful for them. Um, and I guess we will resume in the new year. Have a wonderful Merry Christmas. I think we're through with Hanukkah. Kwanzaa has started, I think, or is getting ready to start. I can't keep up with the holidays. Have wonderful, wonderful holiday celebrations in the way that you as an individual feel inspired to celebrate. And may your new year be supportive, And may you flourish in the authenticity of your energy, and may that attract more support that you are willing and able to receive deep within you, so that you can continue ultimately to be nourished and to give what you're here to give. So thank you so much, everyone. Um, we'll see you in the new year. I enjoyed it as well. And blessings to all of you. Have a good evening.